Good evening, all. How are you all? Thank you very much for coming over and joining us for another special guest Earworm. Unfortunately, our guest isn't here at the moment. He's going to be here in about 10 minutes. So, other than that, we'll bring in the other guys. We have Wayne with us tonight. Wayne has come over and... No, wrong camera, Steve. We want that one. Good start, that. So, we have Wayne joining us tonight. Wayne has come over and joining us as an earworm. So, thank you very much for coming over, Wayne.
Earworm.
He's
worming with us.
Been a while. It has been a while, Wayne. It's been way too long, mate. Way too long. So, welcome to everybody. Hope you've all had a great week. Hope you've all recovered. Hope you all had chilled out weather. Not too bad. So tonight I'm just going to do a simple bowl piece of Padook. Brian has got loads of information that he's going to bore you to tears with. What about Padook?
No, I'm not.
About Padook and wood.
No, I'm not.
He's sulking in the background now. Look at the face. Look at the face.
I'm
He's
in the huff
sulking.
now. I'm in the huff now. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So what would
It's red. It's red. It's dusty, and Steve's going to be clearing up the.
Yeah, I've been warned.
Right.
I've had this
Weeks,
bit.
months,
I've had this bit
years.
of Padook on the shelf for must be 2 years. And I'm fed up of moving it from pillar to post. So it's a piece of square, round about 6 inches square by maybe 3.5, 4 inches thick. So I'm just going to do a simple, boring bowl. And as always, it's not about me. It's about the special guest Earworm. So we're going to do that. We are going to be doing that to start with. Terry's going to welcome everybody in because he's the best at reading the chat, whether it's true or not.
Apparently so.
Whether
Yeah.
it's true or not, I'm not.
So Terry says.
Whether it's true or not, I'm not
Right.
sure.
Hey,
What?
I'm perfectly reading the chat.
No,
you
watch
watch
this.
this.
No, he's the oldest. Make him feel wanted.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Use the old ones first, apparently. Right, so I'm going to go over and make a start on this until our guest comes in. Terry's going to read the chat and welcome everybody in. So go for it, Terry.
There we go. Okay. Welcome everybody to the special earworm tonight. First in was Dr. Bob. Second was James Dunn.
Hey, Bob.
Roy's the boy. Robert Baldwin. Brian at Hartwood Turnings. Val from Tackle Turnings. Pete Twisted Trees. Lucy Bundy Rowe. Lewis the Klondike Craftsman. Shane Hurst. Raymond Wise. Norman Greenwell.
I can feel the
Malcolm
suspense.
Douglas. Susie the Swiss Turner. Andy Bundy Rowe. Fred Gilliver. Paul Finley's in as well. Jennifer's Crafting Creations. Barry's Wood Creations. Rob from Kingsport. Ward Wilson. Brian Altanero de Madeira, followed by Todd from Glen Cove Woodworks. And Tony Smith is in. Scooting behind is James Crawford. Closely followed by Doug Miller, Des Barnwell. Green Havens Creations, Mark Beckett, Andy Woodwork Learner, Mike Hugh, Kev K9, and that is it. Look at that for speed.
61 people.
There you go.
I am invincible.
Oh, God, he's off.
I'm not so sure about that.
He's in.
Unbearable is probably more the mark.
Yeah,
More like
yeah. There we go.
Unbearable.
Yeah.
He's unbearable. Doesn't have quite the same ring, does it? Oh, there's some
No,
splinter
I'm
in there. Isn't there?
invincible.
I am unbearable.
So don't forget, everybody, if you've got any questions for anybody or things or whatever, what Steve's doing, please mark it with a couple of capital question marks so capital Q, so we know it's a question, not just a random. Because we won't read randoms out if we don't see it as a question, because it takes too long if the chat's flying by for us, okay? Thank you, Steve.
So I can see what you were saying about the red.
Oh yeah.
Change to a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you had changed to a bit of ash.
Don't get it wet. Looks like blood on the floor.
What you want to do is, after you've finished, stick some all over your t-shirt and down your neck and get it damp, and then walk into Nicky and say, Nicky, I don't feel well. Somebody
Todd,
come off the lathe.
Todd wants to know what you've got in that e-cigarette.
Yeah, see, that's just, look, as you know, Joe loves to read the chat, so I'll let her read the chat. When she's in and I read the chat.
Nicky will just walk in there and think it's carrot juice.
She will.
I'll read it slowly when Joe's listening and she's around, but when she's not around, I can just do it at normal speed.
Ward Wilson is asking a question. He says, is today the last day to submit a hashtag two-part turning picture?
Question.
It is.
It is.
It is.
And yes,
get it in
Lewis,
before-
it is Padook.
If you can get it in before it's finished, Ward, you're fine.
Padook is right.
Steve, when are you going to blunt your tools on that jack?
Sorry?
When are you going to blunt your tools on that jack? On that jack?
That's what he said.
When am I going to blunt my tools on that jack? What's that mean?
That
I
was
don't know.
from Woodwork Learner.
You know what it's like with Andy, though. He's just kind of.
Yeah, he loses it, and he sort of pops a pill and he's away.
He's a bit random sometimes, you know.
Is he hallucinating
He
again?
pops a
Could be.
pill and he's off on one, you know.
Off on manure.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis is saying his shop is still red from 2 weekends ago, turning Paddock.
Oh.
Oops.
Still time to change to a bit of ash or beach.
No, I've committed now. I'm going to go for it.
I'm going to colour it white afterwards.
Yeah.
Paint the black.
It's okay as long as you don't get covered in it.
Oh. Oh.
So everybody, well, what's everybody else going to say? What's everybody been up to? But we know Wayne's been doing pop-ups all week. Thoroughly enjoying it. I have too.
Oh, thanks, Terry.
Oh, that's brilliant. Great to see.
Don't taste nice. Oh, it's got a lot of holes in it. Is it supposed to be that porous?
Yeah,
Don't know.
it can be.
It's very porous.
Roy likes to colour your hands. They're red already. So.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Mick
Red everywhere.
Jews. Mick Jews has just joined
Andy
us.
is saying it was the jack he gave you with Thirsk.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, the small greens bowl. Yeah, yeah. No, I haven't
Private
used.
little joke.
I haven't used it yet. It's still on the. I've put it in the drawer out of the way for the time being. Right. So
Rob's been spending money.
we'll get a centre on
Rob at
this.
Kingsford's been spending money.
Rob.
I hope it wasn't
What
on
you've been buying.
Abrasives, Rob.
Yeah. He's been buying some 600 grit.
So, oh, hang on, I've got a ping in me here. Hang on, let me just mark this. Right,
A ping in your ear.
ping in me here. Right, so
You don't want to have a
Oh.
ping in your ear.
let's. What screen do I want? I want this screen
There
here.
we go.
Thank you, Doug.
Stream
Special
deck.
earworms coming in.
So Paduk, it says is
Andy from AJK Woodworks is in.
it says it's easy to work, although tear out may occur when planing. In quarter-sawn, it has quarter-sawn or interlocking grain.
Nice.
Paduk turns and glues well, it says.
Right,
What's wrong, Steve?
nothing. I was just
Drum roll.
right. So,
What's wrong?
so just quickly, I'm going to announce this special guest airworm. Right, so everybody, well, most people know this special guest airworm. He's got a vast array of knowledge. He's always willing to share, like most turners. He's personally, I wouldn't say inspired. Well, I would say inspired. I've learned a lot from this guy. I've been lucky enough to spend a bit of time with him, turning at different events, and we all know him. Wayne knows him really, really well, so he's now guessing who it is. He's been racking his brain, wondering who it is.
We're not really.
Is it me?
We're not really.
Right, so this month's special guest airworm is Mr. Wayne Clasper.
Wayne the
Bloody hell.
Woodturner.
I was waiting for somebody coming in there.
So,
Drum roll.
So,
Wayne
so you were Wayne.
so Wayne is our special guest airworm. I didn't want to tell him because I thought it'd be a nice surprise, actually.
We've now got two on the screen.
That's
Good.
right, two Waynes.
Yeah, well, he'll get
Double
he'll
the
get rid
trio.
of the other one.
Double
my
the trouble. It's more like-
So, as I said earlier, Wayne is a great turner. He's got loads of knowledge.
Yes.
So now is the time to ask Wayne all these questions you've always wanted to ask him.
Oh, that question.
Oh, my life.
So,
Yep.
put him
so-
on the hot spot. So the first question, I'm going to set off with the first question. So, Wayne, here's my question. Are you ready? Boxers or briefs?
He's ready.
Thursday.
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 42.
That's Jane.
Right, so
And it is
there
boxes.
you go. Right,
Yeah.
so
God,
Right.
that question hasn't been asked for years.
Yeah. And then you got to answer right in it. Well, welcome aboard, Wayne. Okay, we all know you started wood turning roughly 10 decades ago. But before, just after the Model T Ford came in,
Absolutely no comment. Seiko Designs is in,
I
by
know
the way.
I know from the last time we spoke to you about that, you said that you did it for a course after you finished a job or you needed to move the army. So
No,
what else did you do
What's that?
at that point?
At that point, right? At that point, what I was doing a resettlement course for leaving the army. That was in October of 1986. Jane and I had just bought this cottage, which needed some work doing. So I did an introduction to the building trades. So we did some brickying, some plastering, painting and decorating, and some joinery work. And in the joiner's shop, they had a union graduate lathe, and they let me use it. Worst thing they ever did. The first thing I turned was a handle for a plasterer's hawk.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know what a plasterer's hawk is, that's basically a square top with a handle for putting plaster on. Then I came home, saw a lathe advertised, which was an old Arundel J14 lathe. Went and bought it, and basically never looked back.
Oh, killed my camera.
Alex of Withings join us. So Wayne, did you do anything else in the training? Like you did the builders things and the lathe bit, and then did you do anything else as training of other courses to leave, or did you just do that when you thought that's it? That's for me.
You only
No,
get one, Terry. You only get one.
I don't know. I've never been in the army.
Yeah, you only get the one. The original one I wanted to go for was, believe it or not, traffic management. To get into managing minibuses and things like this, but I didn't have enough rank to do that. So I went with the building course.
Cool. So
Mick Hughes is in.
All right, Mick.
So you did that and you moved on. You had your lathe. When did you start? I mean, once you got competent, of course, when did you start thinking, hey, I can do this in front of people?
In front of people? Oh, well, it went through a few stages first.
Not necessarily cameras, I mean.
Yeah, but I started doing craft fairs after about 6 or 7 months, I think. I think the first live demo I did was at the Royal Showground in Edinburgh. There was a craft fair there, and I had an old record DML-24 at that point because I thought about doing demos. So I got an old record, a record DML-24 for doing the demos with, and that was my first live demo. Would have been at that craft fair.
Wow.
And basically, I went from there. Joined the woodturning club, which is the Borders Woodturning Club in Brampton. That was around about 88, 89, I think I joined that club. I did a few demos for the club. And went on from there. The stuff with doing the lives and doing videos, I've been on YouTube since 2012. I think my first live video went out in, I think it was September 2017, and that was doing a live edge cherry bowl on the VB.
Why such a big gap, Wayne?
Well, I didn't really know anything about doing videos and stuff like this, and so I was just enjoying watching people. I think one of the first people I watched on YouTube was Carl Jacobson. I think that was one of the first people I watched on YouTube.
Yeah, he's one of the first guys I found.
I just never thought about doing videos for myself.
Okay, just while we wait for the next question, Alex of Withings has joined us. Alan Gibb, Terry Cox, IDR Woodturning, and Brian Walker have joined us.
And from AGK is in. AGK is in as well.
Oh, yeah.
We missed him earlier.
Cool. Wayne's our special earworm tonight. His life story is on your hands.
Wayne, this is your life.
Roy the boy says I should have lent you my red smoke, Steve.
Yes.
It wouldn't have fitted him. It wouldn't have fitted him.
I'm going to say it'll be under my armpits how short you are, Roy.
Yeah.
Andy Werberg Lerner says, is it AD or BC that you started with?
BC, yeah.
No.
Yeah, cheers, Andy.
Jamming's in. Ben.
Oh, Ben.
Clint Wood Dancers in. So, also, Wayne, what have you not done in wood turning?
Well, segmented stuff.
Good
Well,
man.
right. When I say segmented stuff, I have glued pieces of wood together and turned them, but they haven't been in the sort of classic segmented style, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
300 I have got
pieces instead of 3.
Yeah, I've got absolutely no interest in doing segmented work.
No, me
No
neither.
interest at all.
I know what I don't have that at all.
Malcolm Douglas says.
Sorry, go on, Brian.
Go on, Wayne.
Right, Malcolm Douglas has a question for you. What do you most like turning, and what least? So, what would you rather turn, and what would you not rather turn?
I am more of a bowl turner than anything else. I love turning bowls, platters, dishes, whatever you want to call them. That's the thing that I think I'm the best at. I don't mind spindle work because it makes a change. But if I give you an example, I've done a couple of pop-up lives this week. Wednesday, was it Wednesday I did the first one?
Yes.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday I did them. Wednesday, I did 3 bowls. Well, the platter additional bowl. All 3 finished in an hour and a half.
Wow.
Thursday, I did 2 boxes and a goblet, and I got all them 3 finished. But that took 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, but you were devastated, weren't you?
Not bad.
Timothy
We was
Wilkins has
chatting
joined
as
us.
well and stopping and yapping and all the rest of it.
So, good evening to Timothy.
Timothy, good evening. Mick Jews wonders, Wayne, could you have you got any tips to speed Steve up? He ain't got all night, but you know, that's just a passing quote.
Oh, just hang on. Let me just press this fast forward button on the stream deck, and we should be all right.
Yeah.
Jennifer Krafts Creations is asking, Wayne, what is the largest thing you've ever turned, and what is the best thing you've ever turned? Ooh, 2
Right,
questions in one.
the largest thing I've ever turned is actually something that Brian has been involved in, Terry's been involved in, Steve's been involved in.
I think the old bloody world.
The Mark the Gentleman Turner was involved in. Glyn was there. Dill was there at some point.
Pete from Twisted Trees.
Jamie was there. Pete was there. And that was the 3-foot diameter by 12 inches deep ash bowl that we turned at Glyn's workshop.
And it was a huge piece of, and it's still there, huge.
It's still there, yeah.
It's still on the VB. It's still on the VB.
It could still be on the VB. We're waiting for, he's actually still waiting for it to stop
we got
changing
it down.
shape.
We got it down to a sanding stage, but
as to my favourite piece, that is very difficult with the amount I've done over the years. I do remember one particular piece which I actually sold at a craft fair in Edinburgh a lot of years ago, and that was a very nice piece of burnt ash. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Martin Ford has joined us, just to
Good
say.
evening, Martin. And Andrew has said, the water droplet bowls you do are brilliant, Wayne.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I like that.
I do like doing them. I really do.
Yeah.
Rob's asked a question there.
Rob's
Is there
asked a
something
question
I'd
there.
like to turn but never have?
Yeah. Ignoring, because, you know.
Something I like to yes, there's actually a few things I like to turn. Some of the American woods that you get, what's the bird called? I'm forgetting the name of it now. But there's some of the birds that they get in America. I'd love to have a go turning some of them.
Americans
Buckeye
have got
bird.
really good. Well,
Buckeye. Yeah,
Buckeye,
Buckeye bird. I'd love to have a go at doing that.
the Americans.
Any
have got some
Americans
good
out there?
ones.
Any Americans out there? Ford, any Buckeye to Wayne.
Yep.
Roy's the boy says, Wayne, what was your favourite piece so far in your life that you've turned?
And Martin
Again,
Ford's in.
Come on.
difficult question. I'll go back to that piece of burnt ash that I turned a lot of years ago. I don't even have a photograph of that anymore, sadly.
Oh,
Right, so I'm going to sand that, see how that comes up quickly.
The people are making comments in there about the coloured work that I do. The coloured work has been fairly recent. I was always of the not necessarily brown and round, but I used to turn a hell of a lot of exotics when I first started turning way back when. And at that time, you could get loads and loads and loads, and they were relatively cheap, let's say. And with the amount of colours that you get in exotic woods, I could never see the point in colouring wood. And it's only been since about 2017, 2018 maybe, that I've started using colours on wood.
Yeah. Mark Beckett has said, I have said this before, and I'm happy to say it again. I wouldn't be where I am today without the help and guidance and encouragement from Wayne. That may not be a good thing. That may not be a good thing.
I mean, lying in a gutter, begging for money, you know, that's
not a good thing. And Roy's the boys.
Mark. And,
Roy's the boys asked how much was your most expensive piece you've sold or was commissioned to do? Well, you may not want to say that. So
yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't read that.
You want to keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
So we're not set other people.
Right.
$12.99.
I'll not say the price, but I had a nice piece of burr elm, natural edge bowl, and in the seasonal shop that I'm in with the Arts and Crafts Cooperative, somebody had left unexpectedly, and there was a bit of space, so I was asked to put some good work in there. So I took this piece up that Jane really liked, and I put a stupid price on it, and it sold.
Oh no!
It actually sold to a wood turner.
Well done. Good.
Paul
we're learners interjecting with rubbish again. You know what do you think about cleaning up the shavings all the time? Well, you know the answer to that, Andy. Sensible question,
right? Yeah, the answer to that one is I think Brian does an absolutely brilliant job.
I think he does too. I think Andy should follow in Brian's footsteps and get out in the lathe and start turning and cleaning.
Paul Houghton Gooseberry Turner says, question for Wayne. Wayne, you're easily the best turner of ugly, dangerous, exciting woods I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
Do you enjoy the danger?
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh yeah,
well,
definitely.
Having watched you, Wayne, I don't think you realise the danger. I don't think you care. You just go in and say, "This is going to be turned."
Yeah, but you see, I see a lot of people doing this type of thing on ordinary bowls. People will, even if they're using the chuck, they'll bring the tailstock up. If you don't trust the chuck you're using, don't use it. If you trust the chuck you're using and you've got it, all the measurements done properly, and you've got it fastened down properly, there's no need to have the tailstock there.
There's a question from Rob. Very good question, actually. I think this is Wayne. After all the years you've been turning, do you still watch stuff and go, "How the hell did they do that?"
Oh yes, there's one particular guy from the States who his name has just popped out of my head, like things usually do. But he does a lot of he does a lot of manzanita burr or manzanita root. And I often wonder, how on earth did you do that? I've had to go at doing a couple of things to look like stuff that he's turned. I think I did a U vase, which was way off center. But the stuff that he does is absolutely brilliant, and I often think, how on earth?
Get that? Yeah. Kev says, Wayne, do you see firewood, or like me, do you see a bit of wood needs turning?
Yeah, I usually see a bit of wood that needs turning.
Yeah.
And if you can't turn it, fire with it.
I see a bit of
Right,
wood.
I'm just going to read out Mark's there. He said, yeah, broke, depressed and destitute.
Yeah.
I was happy before I met that old git.
Rob says, if Wayne was one of my customers, he would be the one that I put in the list, brackets or inverted commas. Let me get in the car before you press start. As long as you clean the mess up, Kev, Andy. Whether it takes you 2 hours or 20 hours, as long as you clean the mess up.
Doesn't matter.
I'll tell you something that I've got to start doing again, Terry, because I haven't done it for ages now. I only had to practice doing it a couple of times. Is thread chasing. I've really got to get back into doing that.
It won't take you long, Wayne. It'll take you about 10 minutes, knowing you. Once you get the feel of it again, you're away. It's, as we know, it's not difficult. It's just you got to be tender with it. You got to be gentle. Don't go to the bull of the gate, innit?
Oh, no good to me then.
No good at you. No. No good at you. No.
I can't even put watches on right.
You're dealing with horses all the time. There's no point you know.
I'm gentle with horses, Terry. That's a different ballgame.
Oh, well, that could work. You could thread chase a horse.
Thread chase a horse.
I could chase a horse, but I know about threading. I don't have to chase my horses. They
Yeah,
come
have a
to
go,
me.
Wayne, again, because obviously you've done it years ago, or like you said earlier. Not,
Oh,
you know,
yes,
not years,
yeah.
back on one of your lives.
Because I've got two or three very nice pieces of boxwood that I'm wanting to do threaded boxes with.
I've just read Rob from
It's
Klingsboro's
lovely.
comment there.
Yeah.
He says, oh my God, I was on the way home from pool the other day. There's a load of wood piled outside the road, and my brain went, oh, that would make some nice bowls. I think Rob has the bug.
Did you
Well,
stop and
the
pick
thing
him
is-
up? That's the thing.
The thing is, Terry has actually moved away from Plymouth at the wrong time
I have.
because they've just brought all those trees down.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the same in Sheffield. They did the same in Sheffield the other week.
But, I've got plenty of people in Plymouth. Friends, relatives.
This is true.
Yeah, run and pick them up. I'm getting a stock of wood now, so yeah. I haven't got much freebie wood, but I've got a stock now, so I'm okay.
You're fine.
I
Right.
went to Newark and that was a stock. I got
Just
plenty
bring your
of it.
car with you and I'll fill your boot for you.
I'm bringing my car, not a problem.
Simple.
Actually, what
Go
I'm going
home
to do
with
is
a boot
bring
full
the
of wood.
car, but I've only got the ferry one way for Ruth.
You can fly
One
her
way
home.
for
You
Ruth.
can fly home.
Well, you
I'll
need to fill the
drive back
front
on my
seat
own.
too, you know.
You can fly home with a suitcase, and I'll drive home with an empty car.
Sure.
Oh, won't be empty, but be empty when I get there.
Right.
You got a tow bar in your car? No, I'll lend you my trailer.
Yeah, that's a point.
John Foster said,
John.
Wayne, I watched and heard you turning over the last few years, and you don't seem to wear breathing gear. And when I hear you breathing, I must say I'm concerned about you. That's the smoking, John.
Yeah,
That would be
That's
the
what
lack
that
of
is.
lung power he's got in it.
that'll
Yeah,
be 40 or
exactly.
50 years
For
of
40
smoking.
years. Yeah.
Shavings haven't got a chance to get down there because of the smoke.
I'm starting to feel sorry for Rob now
Why?
because he's been smitten by the bug.
Don't feel sorry for him. Be
Has he got a
encouraged.
lathe or not? You got
No, it's going to cost him. It's going to cost him an absolute fortune now, but
Yeah, well, join the club. We've all done it.
just like the rest of us.
Ah,
That's why none of us. That's why none of us have got any money. Because
Exactly.
we're all woodturners.
mm. Well, he says now, Rob says that, well, the other guy that will be at Harrogate is the International Business Development Manager. I'll take it for his company.
Oh,
He was a wood turner 10 years ago.
oh was he?
Because I've been so
Oh,
keeping on about it. He's getting into it.
Getting his
he's getting into it again. Oh, that's his
There
boss,
you
isn't
go.
it? Yeah, his boss.
You keep on to him, Rob.
Good. Keep
That's the answer.
keep robbing him. Keep robbing him.
Right, so I'm going to put
I'll
some of this around this. I don't know what colour.
What? Red thread.
Well, it's like I've got different ones here. Look, I've got all different colours.
Mm.
So I don't know
You
which
colour
colour.
in Paduke.
I'm going to put just a band around it with
Put it
these.
red.
Well, that's what I thought, red.
No,
But I didn't know if that was too.
red on red.
Black. Red and gold, red and black, red and white. Red and yellow.
Not blue.
Not red and blue.
It's
Not red and blue. Not red and blue.
No.
Not red and green.
You got yellow, no?
Yeah, I got yellow.
Yeah, red and yellow's right.
Red and yellow should work.
Got lime green.
Oh, that yellow should be. Oh, lime green might be nice.
Oh,
red and green.
I wasn't there,
Oh,
so
no,
you
it's-
can answer this
that's-
one, Wayne, because I
It's
was
a
at
bit
the
bright.
I was at the finishing stage of the bowl. Robert Bortwood is asking, how did you get the large piece on the lathe that we were talking about? Well, the lathe was a VB36, and Wayne will tell you how he got it on there.
Right, what we did, we actually drilled a hole before it was round. We drilled a hole and killed Glenn's
nice, Steve.
drill.
That one, I think.
Cody's drift.
So we drilled a hole. We put a lifting strap through the hole, fastened the lifting strap onto an engine hoist, and then hoisted the piece. We fastened I think it was a 12-inch faceplate onto the piece of wood, and then we hoisted it up and fastened it onto the VB.
There you go. An engine hoist is the ideal thing
Yeah, engine hoist. Yeah.
because it's
And then-
easily manoeuvrable.
And then you got a chainsaw and started cutting it lumps off it.
That's
until
right.
It was about
Yeah.
38 inches diameter, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah. We'd actually trimmed up a bit before we hoisted it, but then we did some more trimming.
Tiny Turner says green, Steve.
Green. Thank you, Emma.
And Emma's
Hello,
in by
Emma.
the
Emma
way.
Jane.
Good evening, Emma. I would never gone with green or red,
Oh,
but still.
but that's
Going back to what Rob was saying earlier on, if he's having his boss at Harrogate, I'll give him loads of encouragement, Rob.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
We all
Won't we
will.
all? Won't we all?
There's a nice new lathe over there. I think you need.
So Emma, now you're in. You know, Wayne is our special guest earworm tonight, and any questions you need to ask Wayne, no matter what it is, you're allowed to ask. Got to answer. So if you've got any questions for Wayne, Emma, and the rest of you has just joined us, get in and ask him. You know that piece that you put the hole through and hoisted it up with, Wayne?
Yeah.
I've got that in my garage, and the piece that you chainsawed off with the hole in is 2 foot square. So it wasn't that small.
No, it was.
I'm going to turn a huge grey olive form out of it.
It was rather a large piece of wood.
It was. A big lump.
Yeah, Lucy's just said it was Emma that first introduced Lucy and Andy to me and Jamie at the same
All
time.
right.
I think it was.
Oh,
That was down at Yandles last year.
Don't know if Emma knows it, but Steve has a special guest earworm like once every 2 or 3 months.
She does.
She does. I've been
So,
asking her for months
Emma,
to come on. I've
You're
been
on the
asking her-
list. Just
Well,
give a date.
I'd love
Yeah.
to get. I'd love to get Emma on here. Absolutely, would love it.
She never has time. Too busy.
Yes, she can. We can give her one Friday night out of 12 months is easy.
All right, so I'm going to give this a couple of free coats of sand and seeds.
Any one of us are going to do the demo for you the next day instead of you doing it. It's not a problem. You can come on here.
I think they'll be disappointed if one of us turned up
Ooh,
compared to Emma.
shiny. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Might
don't
be,
look bad
might
in
be
a
a little
skirt.
disappointed, yeah.
Brian doesn't look bad in a
In a tutu.
skirt, do you, Brian?
What's that?
Tutu. Don't wear tutus.
No. There's no chance of me turning that tutu. None.
If you're going to buy a new lathe, Wayne,
Well, you never know.
what would you get and what features would you require?
Right now, there's a couple of layers that I'd go for, but I really even now I would go for a Vic Mark. I'd go for a big
Right.
Vic Mark. I absolutely love those lathes.
Well, Steve, we might have to change the day of the special guest earworm. Because
Why?
Emma says Fridays are awful for her.
Oh, we can do a Thursday or a Wednesday
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
Tuesday or
Any
whatever night
day
you
that
want.
Suits you, Emma.
Not a Wednesday. Not a Wednesday.
Not a Wednesday, rain's on. Any other day of the week, Steve will turn it that evening so you can come on.
And Emma has said, "Oh, that's a deal about us doing the demo." She says, "You can all go and do the demo."
Yeah,
I think,
that's it. No
I
problem.
think the visitors or the people who are booking you might be a little bit disappointed.
Oh, I don't know. We could have a good laugh.
Do you know what I reckon? I was
Stuart
thinking.
Ferrini's just joined us.
Oh, Stuart.
Hey,
How you
Stuart.
Right.
Do you know what I was thinking, Steve? I
Sorry.
was thinking what we could do really is we can get a spoof club. Get Emma to do a demo. When she got there, everybody in the chat was sitting there. Boom! This is your turn in life.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Live special guest Earworm.
Live special guest earworm. Boom!
So Mick Hughes is asking me if I've spent a fortune on chameleon powders like the rest of us.
Yeah.
I think I was one of the first people to stick an order in, to tell you the truth.
I don't know if many people will get this, but Emma has just said, "Only if you ask like Mrs. Doyle."
I don't understand. I don't know that.
Don't understand?
know
None
who
of
Mrs.
understand. You will, you will, you will.
Don't know who Mrs. Doyle is. Mrs. Doyle. Look that
Mrs.
up.
Doyle is the housekeeper from Craggy Island.
Is it? Oh, I
Right,
don't even
give
know
you
where
a better
Craggy
clue?
Island is. You see, so many hours on this blinking thing earworming for other people, or whatever. I'll never get a chance to see anything else. Plus, my wife watches a load of rubbish, so you know.
Oh, poor old
Brent
Ruth.
Beecroft's in. Good evening, Brent. So
Yeah,
you know
Brent.
she watches junk in there on the television. So pointless going in and sit there.
So last coat of sand and cedar I'm putting on
Thank you,
this.
Stuart.
Well, Emma's just said I was the first person to buy the flakes. I saw them. I saw you demonstrating them on the Record Power YouTube live, and I thought, oh yeah, I need some of them.
Yeah, they are awesome, aren't they?
I remember she turned up at our club in Lincoln, Lessingham Woodturners Club. They do a demo, and afterwards I said, "Where's these special powders?" And she showed me, and I walked away. I can't tell you how much I'd used it in my wallet, but let's have a set then. Let's have the other set. Let's go. Lovely, perfect they are.
Andy is asking a question. This is a bit of a serious question.
Oh,
Do you know where I can get an insert for an old chuck? It's smooth on the outside and a slight taper held to the chuck by three Allen screws. Do we know what kind of what?
no, that's probably
chuck
that's
is?
probably a metal turning chuck. Is it?
Don't know.
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like a metal. We used to use those back in the 60s.
Oh, thank you, Emma. Appreciate it.
Even Mark's Stroughton, I think it is.
Oh, Mark's
Mark,
joining us. Good evening, Mark.
Welcome aboard.
You'll know when AJK Woodworks just said, "Hello, Mark, babes." Because that's what Jennifer says. Evening, babes.
Well, Lucy says it's because of Emma she learned to turn. Well, we got to see that. Yeah, Lucy.
Yep.
Get your camera out. Get turning.
I've been inspired to do a few things by Emma, I have to say. And Wayne. of
Oh
course.
yes, I think everybody has.
Yeah,
To tell you the truth.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Right, so a little bit of Yorkshire grit on there, not a lot, because I don't want to be putting it where I'm going to be putting this do free.
Steve's nearly smashed 100
Emma's
people.
Well,
Would you-
I've
yeah.
got 91 on my screen.
excellent.
They're here to see Wayne, not me, mate. That's what it is.
Yeah, see what happens when I come in.
Yeah, Wayne,
That's what it
can
is.
you come back every week?
Yeah, see.
Actually, Wayne, why don't you just do a live and we'll all come in and pretend it's Steve's? Then he can get 100.
Right. It's going to last 15 minutes then.
Yeah, that's the trouble. He lasts
I mean,
15 minutes.
they even stopped the flight of the 3D rocket the other day because I was live.
All right,
Then-
Andy,
then
you
the
take
sto-
that. Sorry.
Then
go
they
on.
stopped it. Then they stopped it the second time because my live got extended.
Andy
Andy,
says a
Woodward
woodchuck for
learner,
sure.
You take that chuck to Lara. I'll get it. I'll be there.
We'll all have a look at it.
Others will have a look as well. But you're right. I've got a friend actually in the metalworking business that could probably manufacture something that would make it work. Lives in Hull, not too far from you.
Hope his name's not Glenn. I'm still waiting for a bloody vacuum truck.
No, you won't get from him, guys.
Don't you worry. I'm still
Don't you
still
start.
waiting on a set of extensions for my.
Like he said to you many times, Wayne, and you, Brian, don't keep reminding me every year.
Yeah, I know.
From me every 2 years.
Yeah, but that has been about 9 years since Wayne asked for his
It's
vacuum
been
truck.
about 9 years.
That's true. Yeah. Just buy one, it'll be quicker.
Oh, I made one out of elm.
Yeah, I thought you might have that.
Any more questions to Wayne?
Lucy has just said, plus Emma is a similar height to me, so I thought if she can do it, so can I.
Yeah, I didn't feel out of place, when I saw Emma and Lucy at.
That's because you were taller than me.
Because I was like, taller. It's great.
Yeah.
And like Ruby Claire said the other night, dynamite comes in small packages.
This is true.
Sneinton's Wood Turning Club.
What's
Sneinton's.
What's
They're gonna
happening
be
this
closing.
week? Yeah.
Sneinton's not closing it. Just Sneinton's shop. The Wood Turning Club's not closing, is it?
I thought they met at the shop.
Well, Andy says that Emma will meet him next month at Sneinton's Turning Club. But I know their shop is closing. I don't know whether they're going to still keep, if it's their premises, keep it open for Wood Turning Club.
Roy the Boy have just shared this live, shared the live on my YouTube and Facebook.
Hey, Roy.
Cheers, Roy.
Well done, Roy.
Well done, Roy.
So a little
difficulty doing that.
Little bit of wax on this lower part. Just
I did, Kev. I did look like a giant.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No.
I'm almost as tall as you, just because you wear
No,
high
you're not.
heels.
No, you're not.
Just because you wear 6-inch Cuban heels.
Just wait till I get I put the cowboy boots and the Cuban heels on, boy.
Yeah.
I'll be towering miles above you.
Yeah, but at Harrogate, when he was in his chair, he was biting everybody's ankles.
That's true, he was, aye.
he's bloody
No, I
nightmare in
don't
that
need
chair.
that.
Or running over their Achilles tendon.
Yeah, I'm all right now. In fact, the chair cost me $2,500. It's now in my
garage.
workshop in the corner. And it's been there ever since December the 20th. Since I've had my new EP. So now I won't be needing it. But I'm going to keep it because living in the village, it's like a 15-minute walk up the shops. I might just get on that and drive up, get shopping.
You're supposed to be walking to.
And they all
get
give
that
way to
hip
me.
working.
He'll probably have it at Harrogate next year again, so because he had
Just
that much
so-
fun last year with it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
just so people can get out of the way.
They'll see next year and go, shit, here he comes. Quick, get out of the way, here he comes.
Yeah. I booked to go on a cruise next year. And I
Right.
But
So
one of those
so-
rooms so I can put me
That's a good
machine
Ben.
in.
Ben's asked a very relevant question here.
Yeah.
Wayne, would you rather 10 bottles of your favourite wine, 10 blanks of your favourite wood species, or a £10 gift card from Amazon? I think it's got to be the first one.
Wine.
Yeah.
More enjoyment.
A, he's got stacks of wood anyway in his store. And B, who the hell wants £10 gift from Amazon?
Right, Rob's asked a very relevant question as well. Wayne, as you've probably seen many changes in wood turning, where do you see the hobby going in the next 10 years? It's actually it's changed a bit when, well, after I started, let's say the early 90s. I remember the early 90s very well, where wood turning was concerned. You get the likes of Harrogate and the Newark show. I remember wood turning shows at the NEC where we had a hall. Where there was a hall about the size of Harrogate, purely for wood turning. That's all it was about. It was about wood turning. I also remember Wembley Stadium. Sorry, not the football stadium.
Yeah.
Wembley Arena.
Exhibition
They had-
centre.
Yeah, the exhibition centre. They used to have a huge one there as well. There was various. The one at the NEC was run by GMC Productions, who They're the people who produced the Woodturner magazine. And now Andrew, AGK Woodwork, his uncle used to demonstrate at the ones that I'm talking about.
All right.
And he was one of the few wheelchair demonstrators around and about at that time. Woodturner was huge at that time. As a craft, it's always been a growing craft, and it always tended to be where people were coming up to retirement and they wanted something to do, so they'd get into woodturning. I think now it gets a lot more promotion now, obviously with YouTube and everything. It gets a lot more promotion now, but I think there's a lot of younger people coming into the craft.
Which is good.
If you take Katie for example from Taylor's
Katie
Murfield,
Yep.
yeah, you know, if you take Katie, she's the youngest RPT at the moment. There's a lot of younger people coming into the craft now, which is a really good thing.
It's nice to see the younger generation coming in.
There was a stall at Newark where they weren't woodturners, but they were woodworkers. And there was, I think it was about 7 or maybe 8 students there with obviously the people that are running it, you know, and the students were working away making dovetail joints and all the rest of it. At least we did back in the old days, you know, when I learned. And they were so enthusiastic, these youngsters. They were only in their early 20s. Just started after school. They started their college business. And the tutors there said that they've got like 30 students, which you don't normally see that many, you know. It's brilliant.
No.
And they were there promoting their college, obviously, but, you know, it was good. It's really nice to see because old codgers like me, we're on our way out, you know. We're on the list. We're in the zone, you know.
On the list.
Yeah.
You'll be saying in the chat one day, well, Terry was a nice bloke, but he had a big mouth and all the rest of it, you know. I'll be gone,
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, this is true.
It's the youngsters, you know, not the Bryans of the world, but the Katies of the world, you know.
You what?
Yeah, Martin saying that was Newark College.
Yes, Newark College, you was, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Kevin 9K Creations, he just said, by the way, I was looking at a 14-inch bandsaw today, and the wife, I hate that expression, but and the wife said, well, if you're going to use it,
buy it. ...
Did she mean buy it, Phil? I would say that's tantamount to go and get it, son. You know, definitely, I would take that as your permission is granted.
Yeah,
go for it.
My wife wouldn't hesitate. She'd just say,
right.
Get it.
But just remember, when you're buying a 14-inch bandsaw, that is the throat size, not the depth of cut.
Not the depth of cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
The depth of cut on a 14-inch bandsaw will be around about 8 or 9 inch.
8 yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Kev's asking,
Maybe
Steve, is that super glue?
No, it's fabric
glue.
Fabric tack.
Yeah. Is this darning thread?
No, it's not darning thread. It's craft thread for doing cards and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, all right, okay.
What is the glue? Says Roy.
Matthew Lawrence has just come in.
Hi, Matthew. How you doing?
Well,
Hi,
Matthew.
And Rob says, I have been amazed. Our tech manager did the first ever Yandel show as I had COVID, and he said he'd never seen such a busy show and seen so many people really interested in what they did.
Well, I was at the show, I think it was last September. I think it was at the Yandel show with Jamie. Mark was there as well. He was demoing there as well. And Rob was there. And I had a really long chat with Rob. And I was actually quite surprised by what Rob was saying, because he was saying in the UK, they do more stuff for people that do metalwork and car restorations.
Right.
Whereas Klingspor in the States is huge in the woodworking world.
Emma says you should do a rainbow, Steve. I think it might be a bit late now.
That's a bit late now.
I've just seen it now. Sorry, Emma.
What?
I'm just going back up. Andy, the woodwork learner, is asking, Steve, what cord are you using?
This cord came from Amazon. and it's just, I think there was, how many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different colours in a pack. And it was just craft cord. It was just like for card making and things like that. I just wanted to get it and try.
Alright.
I see Emma do a demonstration at Ely, and I was going to get some off of her, but after I started talking to people, I forgot. So I came home and had a look on Amazon, and just got it off of Amazon. Like I say, there's 10 different colours. This is the first time I've actually used it. It's been sat on the bench since last July, I think it was, something like that.
I've got to say, I was totally wrong about the green. I didn't think the green would work, but it does. Oh, I've got a new product arriving in the next couple of few days, which I'm going to be using in the near future, and it's actually a paint-on gold leaf.
Ooh.
Cool. Very good.
So I'm just going to try and push
Gold leaf is blinking awful. You put it on your brush to brush it on, and 500 pieces go other ways.
Yeah, no, this is
You breathe.
It's all paint on this stuff. Scott the Blue Light Turner was having a search on Amazon the other night and found this. Well, it wasn't on that. He was having a search on the internet and found this stuff. So I immediately ordered some. So I'll be it's due to arrive in the next few days. So we will see what it's going to look like.
So these are the colours: yellow, green, light blue, dark blue. There's a black, and then there's like a metallic-y brown.
Copper.
Yeah, well, no, it's darker than copper. Then there's pink and purple, and then there's
Very good.
white and red. So quite a good range of colours.
Susie the Swiss Woodturner says it goes well with that, Steve, because it is St. Patrick's.
It is.
Yeah,
That's true.
So it is the jinx. But Jesus, St. Patrick's Day. Jesus. Jesus.
I'll send you the link, Emma, to that stuff.
Bob P's late again.
So I need to.
Never mind sending a link. Get it in the chat.
Oh, Bob. Yeah, pop it in the chat. Pop a link in the chat if you can.
Oh, I can. Yes, I can.
Because I can't be bothered with that gold leaf stuff. It's a pain in the rear end.
Right, hang on.
Paint on version would be perfect.
You're pouring a doom bar there, Brian. Did I say?
Sorry?
You're pouring a doom bar, I see.
Yes, I am indeed, sir.
Okay.
His delivery came.
Obviously, Amazon went by your house today.
No,
Right,
it was actually the post office.
What I'll do.
Post office.
On behalf of Amazon.
Oh, cool.
Right, so that's the
Probably
outside.
thought,
So that's the outside. I'm just going to quickly buff that because obviously I've been touching that.
Yeah, well, Lewis has just said you may want to tape that cord up for when you turn it so that you don't get red dust in it.
Yeah, I will do. That's a good idea, actually, Lewis.
yeah.
That's a
Better man
damn good
thinking.
idea.
Mr. G's in. He's returning.
And Kev is being completely ridiculous and says, Steve, can you hold the blue over the green as a contrast? Blue, green, and red. Disc.
Right.
No.
The link I've got there is too long. I'll see if I can get a shorter link for that.
Martin Ford says, I think Hobbycraft do something similar, Steve.
All right, okay.
And Roy the boys on the Abbott's Ale. Abbott's is quite nice too, Roy.
I must admit, Hobbycraft, they're good. They sell a massive range of stuff, but I find them a little bit expensive.
You sure you didn't pick that up in the range or something?
Nope, this came from Amazon.
Okay. Right, so it's Amazon.
I don't know if it's in my Amazon list thing on my channel.
Probably would be, but you may have to go back a bit.
Right, so that's the
in your channel itself, yeah.
in the Amazon thing. So that's the bottom done, all polished up. It's got a nice shine on there. So let's get that turned over. Get the middle hollowed out. Hopefully the tenon will hold, or the mortars will hold even.
Yeah.
It's got two choices.
Yep. Duck if you got the wrong choice.
Yep.
See, with M&I, they just go straight
It was
over.
like my video last night. I was kind of ready to duck all the time.
Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the link into the actual art discount page. I think that'll be, and then people can do a search within there for trying to find it. There you go.
There you go, people. Art discount page. Go in, look for it, find what you want.
Right, so follow this out.
Oh, Terry's asking, do I remember the name of the turner who in the USA that turned Buckeye? Terry, loads of them do. In fact, a lot of people that use Buckeye, what, not a lot, some people stabilize it and use it with resin. But there's lots of people in the States that turn Buckeye burr.
Emma says her chuck. She wished she had your chuck because hers needs a severe need of maintenance.
Oh, so's mine.
I think they all do.
Send it to me, Emma. I'll fix it. I'll tidy it up for you.
Yeah, 'cause you got nothing to
That's
do,
the thing,
right?
Lucy. I
No,
had
you-
a quick look to see what section it was in, and I couldn't find it quickly, so that's why I just put the main page in there. I think you're going to have a search through.
It's not. It's
Let's-
not on your Amazon page, Steve.
Is it not?
Let's go.
No,
I
back.
will
I
add it.
think so.
I will add it because
I'll
I
have a
know,
look at it.
I know it's on my obviously bought stuff, so I will add it.
That's nice to turn, Steve.
Yeah, it's nice. It's got a nice sheen on it.
It
Just
says,
Pretty
it's
red
nice, it says
everywhere.
it's nice to turn, but it can tear out apparently because of the kind of cross grain that's in it. It's what it says. Crafting cord.
Right, Miss Chuck stops 5mm before it should on closing.
Okay, there you go. Is it like a nylon string thread?
That's it. Yeah, it's like a bit like
Yeah.
a fine paracord.
Right, okay. There's a 6-colour pack there, and then there's a 25 wax threads. Oh, wax threads, that might be interesting too.
Liquid leaf for less than a tenner, says Andy.
Yeah, liquid leaf. That's what it's called.
Okay.
I'm just having a look through the quick look through the product, see if I can actually find it.
So I must say it was good to see people last Saturday at Newark.
Mm.
Meet some people who
Very
follow
good.
put some names, faces to names.
It's there's that link to the cord that Steve has been using, or at least that's one variety of the cord. There's lots of them on Amazon, guys.
Emma also
That's-
sells it on her website as well.
Oh, the cord, does she?
Yep.
Well, she said that in the first place.
I mean, you said in the first place I wouldn't have put the Adamson link up. Goodness sake.
Just going to turn this head a little bit so I can get to it a bit easier.
Right, I'm going to put a different
Charlie Taylor's in. Hello, Charlie.
Charlie, how you doing?
Norfolk.
link in. Right, there's the link to the odd discount page, which should take you to the liquid leaf page.
See how easy we are, how accommodating we are, members of the chat. Doing it all for you. If you really want it, just send the money to us and we'll pass it on.
Sounds like a plan. Not. Well, there's a link to Emma's shop. Have a look in Emma's shop, guys. See, is it there?
Ben Jamin says, Brian, could you post the link for the SK114 to Emma?
No, I can't.
She needs to buy another
Is that one still going?
Still going, Wayne, yeah?
Yep, it's still going. Wayne. So some people just don't know when to let go, you know.
Lucy, to tell you the truth, I can't even remember which one I ordered. I might have had a drink that night.
No,
You may have had half a glass of wine, is what you're trying to say.
That was probably you ordered it sometime after the last time you were in hospital, because you've had a drink every night since.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're doing well, Steve.
Sorry?
Oh, there you go.
Wayne would have finished 9 of those by now, but
Oh, I know you would have done.
Not that I'm rushing you, because we're enjoying ourselves here.
Yeah.
It's not about the speed; it's about the finish.
Yeah,
It's
what
about
Nick
the
says.
finish.
What Nick
He's
says.
got a lovely.
I might have to sharpen this
Ah,
gouge.
well done,
Yeah.
Emma. Emma says
I've got-
she doesn't like the 114. She prefers the 100.
Well, to tell you the truth, if I could afford it, I'd probably get the new 100 as well. I've got the old one, which I'm not that keen on because of the chuck key.
Yeah, Chuck.
But I would, if I could afford it, I'd definitely have the new one.
Mark's showing off a bit there. He says the correct number of SK114s to have is 5. I'm currently 1 shot.
Yeah, and
All these rich people.
And Andy has just said after Asbach, yeah, I've run out of Asbach, Andy.
Asbach.
You know the Arbortech thing jobbins you use, Wayne, or whatever?
Arbortech.
Type of cutters and things. Stuart Farino.
Yeah.
I see you put it on Facebook the other day. Stuart ordered.
Oh, I saw that.
Three
Yeah,
level.
I've seen the cutter.
No, I was going to say, have you used one? Or not? Have you? Well, Stuart's
I
in the
haven't
chat.
used that one.
I've got the two-bladed one.
I've got the Arbortech Mini Pro one to go onto the long neck grinder.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that's the one that it's black with the carbide cutters on.
Yeah.
Got two cutters on, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuart's got one with 3 on, I see.
Yeah,
Used
I've
it, I
seen that.
wonder.
It looks a beast.
That's a whole different ballgame.
He has, yes. He put,
Have you used it, Stuart?
I'm sure he has used it. He put a photograph out earlier on today, I'm sure.
Steve, can you move the light?
Sorry.
That's it.
I wanted the light so I could see.
Up
Alright.
a bit.
Well,
Go up then. Go up too much.
Can you change cameras then? Have you got another one there?
Yeah, but you can't then see what I'm
Alright,
doing.
okay.
Oh,
Alright.
Sit up
Alright.
there.
Lucy's just said, in answer to my question about not having
That's
any Asbach, Lucy's just said, we have plenty. I will just be sending you my address, Lucy.
That's good light. Don't say where you want it. What's going on there?
That's probably lots. It's got limp in it. Yeah, look at that. Let's see. Going down.
That's not very good
That's better.
flex thing on that.
That's better. That's better.
Still sinking.
Alan
me.
Gibb is asking me, Wayne, have you loads of hiccup balls? You know, I suppose a bit with a bit of a mistake, and you've turned and set aside, then went back to finish, and they turned out great. Yes, I've had quite a few of them, to tell you the truth.
So it's called the Mampa cutter, and it is a beauty. He says, "Thank you, Stuart. I might get one of those." Pete Twisted Trees. He's a sort, and Emma. If I had to lift an SK114 above my head to put it on a lathe, I would prefer a smaller chuck too.
Oh,
That's not taking the mick, is it, Pete?
Kev is saying, Wayne, why do you find the SK100 drill chuck key a problem? Mine seems to work okay. It's just that type of Jacob's chuck type of key. I really don't like it on a lathe chuck. I find it slips. It doesn't. You can't get it really. You can't get it to tighten up really well. Is what I'm saying.
You can't get a trusting grip, can you?
Yeah, I much prefer either the Allen key or the square key.
Stuart's on his way to Edinburgh tonight.
Oh,
On a
wow.
train.
Where's he?
On his
Oh,
way to
Stuart.
Edinburgh.
Are we doing it there?
Have a nice trip, Stuart.
Demonstrating, hopefully? Or a holiday? Have a good trip wherever.
Hey, gentlemen said, but being serious, the Nova 2 is a bargain at the moment. I've now got two. It is indeed.
To tell you the
That's,
truth,
is that the old Axminster design one?
No.
Which one's that then?
The Nova
That
2.
seems to-
It's the same as the SC4
all right.
or the
I've got
Patriot.
I've got the old Axminster Super Chuck, which fits on the DB.
Super precision, yeah.
I've got my SK114. I've got the SK100. I've got the Record 4,
Yeah.
and I've got that the Chuck that Steve did a review on the other week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Velvo. Velvo.
Steve, an
Yeah,
important message
do
from Tiny Turner.
Yes.
She says, don't go through the bottom, Steve.
Go through the border. Emma, that's the last cut now. You'll be frightened of taking the last cut. Steve, what do you mean might join the funnel club? He
What do you
invented
mean, mate? Done.
Yeah. He's a founder member, apparently.
Charlie Taylor says Stuart Freeney's travelling to Scotland so he can stand for the leadership.
Yeah.
Well done, Stuart.
Well,
Well done,
he's got
Charlie.
he's got
man.
more chance. He's got more chance than the three that are up for it.
Yeah, as opposed to wee cranky.
Nick Dew says funnel warning, funnel warning, funnel warning.
Have some faith, guys. Have some faith.
Oh, he's visiting his youngest daughter, he says.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cheeky
Wouldn't it be
to see
cheeky
if
to
Kirsty
see-
Dalton was around? Aye,
Right, yeah.
message her and ask.
Yeah, that's the answer. Just
Absolutely.
Kirsty. On my way up. What's the score? When can I see you?
You're not known for being shy, Stuart.
Still got a little bit more.
Susie uses the 120 Vicmark Chuck. She's 95% of her turn-ins on Vicmark. Cool.
So I think I'll use
Yep.
the Simon Hope hollowing tool just to
Right.
take a little bit of
Robert Klingspor's got a question there. Do you think
What's that?
thin wood turning is a natural talent, or can it be taught?
Yeah, you can.
Asking because he used to see it a lot. She is amazing at turning. Thin wood turning, it can be taught very, very easily.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Application in practice.
Right. For Stuart, just outside Edinburgh is it Brockburn? Can't remember now. Woodworking club. That's a great place to go and visit.
Well, Emma's just said go and visit Kirsty and you can visit your daughter another time. Good idea.
Put the extraction on, I think.
Roy says, Steve, are you going to keep the shavings to mix with resin or not?
No, definitely not.
They'll be in
shavings
the
will
house
be
for
in the
another
bin
4 years anyway, Roy,
before
so don't
10
worry.
o'clock tonight.
Benjamin said, "Isn't the Vicmark Chuck from Australia? I wouldn't trust it. It'll try and kill you."
But Martin Ford is saying, I understand that the jaws are interchangeable between Nova Record and Sorbet, but not Axminster. That is absolutely correct. Says I bought an Axminster, I'd have to buy so many new jaw sets. So no. Quite right, Mark.
Frederick Day says, do any of you lads ever have days where nothing goes right?
Yes.
If so, what do you do about it? Today, I just couldn't even make square wood round.
Switch the lights off in the shed, get in the house, put your feet up, have a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea or something.
Try
else
again.
and sit
Try
there,
again tomorrow.
watch telly. Tomorrow morning, go back.
That's what I
bash
do.
it out.
There are some days where you go in the workshop and you see your wood you've got there, and just nothing comes into your head,
Nothing,
or you
yep.
try and do something, and everything goes wrong, and you end up chucking stuff around the workshop. Give up for the day.
I went out today into the workshop with the full intentions of turning a piece for a video. What did I make today? I fit into
Those on two landers, I'll bet.
I made it. No, I made a little. I did my logo on my tool handles, but I made a little fitting to go on the end of my thicknesser planer to attach the Hoover to. That's the only thing I've
He's
done
just
today.
paranoid about hoovering up chippings. And did it work?
Tez Johnson's just come in.
Right, Tez.
How you doing,
Oh,
bud?
did it work, Brian?
What?
Your attachment to your.
Yes, of course. What do you mean? Did it
Well,
work?
that's
I can't believe
it's
it's cheeky. I can't believe it's cheeky, you tell me.
That's
Of course
a
it worked.
successful day then. Nothing wrong with that. It's a successful day.
It's only a slight bit of engineering.
You achieved it. That's fine.
It is, yeah.
That means you'll be planar thicknessing.
Emma says she has a massive paddy and swears a lot, drinks a lot of tea, swears a bit more, complains about how crappy everything is, and then go out and try again. Ah,
There you go.
sounds like my house.
Yeah.
You forgot the throwing things. No. My Carrot 9K says the burr bowl was brilliant, right? All right, it wasn't a burr. That piece we returned was on the video last night wasn't a burr. It was a wound cover. So that there had been a branch that had broken off early in the tree's development, and the branch had just grown back over it. It had covered it. So it was real difficult turning. I had my face shield on for the whole thing, and I was standing out the way of the line of fire for the whole thing.
That's always a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Norman Greenwell turned one of Emma's heart-shaped dishes today.
Oh, very nice.
Cool.
Well done, Norman. What's Steve using on that now? Scraper.
Skipper.
Yeah.
Ben says,
Yeah.
if things aren't working, it's likely the tool's at fault. So you just need to treat yourself to a new one. Good answer, Ben. Good answer.
By the time it arrives, you'll be able to turn perfectly.
That'll do, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
Rob says, and you forgot the 100 other people are wrong, and I'm right. That's the way of it.
Can't always work. Can't always be everything perfect, can it?
Right, Matthew Lawrence has asked, how many people plan what they're going to make, i.e. drawings, dimensions first? Or just get the timber and go for it? I think the only time that I plan anything is just before I go to sleep at night time. And by the time I've woken up in the morning, I've totally forgotten about what I was planning.
Yeah, it's normally I normally have a plan in mind, but don't go. I occasionally do a drawing, but not very often.
No,
Just-
never
just
I
kinda go
don't
with it.
tend to do drawings. Some of the recent pieces I've done, I've actually thought about how I'm going to do it over a few days.
Yeah.
But once the wood gets on the lathe, that plan
Go.
usually goes out of the window.
Yep.
I'll never plan anything.
Same.
I've got a wife.
Same.
If I make
Andy
plans,
says-
she changes them. So
Yeah, Andy
never
says to
plan
me,
anything.
Brian, are you not watching Steve?
Oh shit!
Steve
No,
who?
nobody watching Steve.
Steve who?
Who's watching Steve? We're talking and watching a chat.
We're talking to Wayne.
He's
Oh,
just
am I-
doing
am
his
I
little
on-
thing.
Am I on?
Are you-
No?
You're
on
on
camera,
the
Steve,
telly,
by
big
the
lad.
way.
Did you not know?
Oh no, sorry, I didn't know. What's wrong?
That's right.
Camera?
Just let you know. That's it. Yeah, that's better. You can all see
Yeah,
you
right.
standing now.
Kev reckons Steve must love the mess. If it's not resin, it's redwood.
Oh, you
I
wait
think
till.
he's probably
Hey, you look at it. Hang on, before we're talking about resin. Look
going
at
to
this.
finish though.
Look at this beastie bit. We're going to turn on. We're going to start turning on Sunday. Look at that.
Lovely.
Oh, it's a cracker.
That's sweet.
It's a cracker.
So you can just see the yellow or the orange. I think we put orange and the pearl affecting the side there. I think we have got a bit of an air bubble in the middle, but I think we're going to be turning it
Turn
out.
out.
So hopefully.
I can't wait to see Brian's got all the equipment now.
And what I've done
including
is I've
to make
glued
resin.
a block on the back, so we've got something to
Oh,
grab
yeah.
to.
Brian will be
Rob.
doing it soon. He's got
Oh,
the
well,
pressure pot and all the kit to go with it.
No excuse now.
Won't be long.
No excuse.
long, right?
You're right. No excuse. Just that I can't be bothered. Rob says, got to be honest here. At most times I watch, I think, oh, okay, that's what that's going to look like. And it never turns out that way. Yeah,
Twisted
Pete
Tree
just said-
says,
I hate to
Oh,
say this,
go on,
but most
Terry.
turners just say the same thing.
Pete Twisted Tree
go on.
says, looking at Steve's fingers, has Nicky fed him too many carrots?
What's it?
What's it? Mick Juice thought this was an earworm show.
So it
It
is.
is.
Usually is.
It's a special guest earworm show.
Yes. Wayne's a special guest. Any questions you got for Wayne, bring 'em on. He's itching to answer them. Or his life story. We know what he likes to turn, what he doesn't like to turn. We know he likes red wine, everybody. Don't forget, Wayne likes red wine.
Rob says Steve
Particular
is turning.
brand? No, any brand.
You listening? Steve is turning into one of those Charlie's Chocolate Factory characters.
Oompa Loompa.
I think what it means is an Oompa Loompa.
Even his forearm
Although,
is full red.
although you're not allowed to call them
That's
Oompa
what we call
Loompas anymore, apparently. They've
Little
changed
people.
the
You know,
They're little people.
little bit. Emma, the little people.
Yeah, Oompa
Lemmas.
Loompas, that's what they are. And they always will be, as far as I'm concerned. Lucy says, Steve, just don't touch anything in the house. Well, you-
Lucy, I can guarantee you, before I even open the door, she'll be
You'll
there.
met.
You can strip there. You ain't coming in the house like that.
Yeah.
So that means I'll have
Here's a
another.
bowl of water.
I'll have another Asbo against me.
Rasp.
And don't forget to wash your hands before you go and pee, says Emma, the tiny turnip.
That could be embarrassing. Does it glow in the dark?
No.
King Sport says, Wayne, when are we going to see Wayne turns resin?
Never.
I've turned resin in the past.
Never say never.
No, I have. I've turned resin
Yep.
in the past. I've turned pen blanks. That's about it. Oh no, I did turn a vase once, and it was a piece of resin that I actually cast myself without a pressure pot. And I did turn a vase once. I don't think I've got any photos of that, and I certainly didn't do it live.
Mike Chews wants to know, what massive lump of wood are you turning tomorrow night, Wayne?
Well, there was a little bit of a Q&A on Wednesday, so I think I'm turning an egg tomorrow night.
Oh.
Hard boiled or soft boiled?
I haven't decided yet, Terry. We will see what it's like when I get inside it, because Douglas Mungham put a comment on the on Wednesday night's video saying, "Why don't I do an ostrich egg box?" So ostrich eggs are quite
Massive.
big.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah. So I don't think it'll be an ostrich egg, but it won't be a hen's egg either.
No. Goose egg. It's a good size.
It is. I was up. See, I'm swithering on this now because I was going to do it out of you and do an ostrich egg box, or I was going to do it out of a fairly plain piece of wood and use a light blue. If I've got any light blue, I think I have. Use a light blue crackle effect.
There you
Andy
go.
from AJK Woodwork says he'll do you a bowl blank, Wayne. So I take it means a resin one.
Yeah,
Gee,
that's
that-
going to be a resin one. Right.
Gee, thanks, Andrew.
Right. All I
No,
can
no,
say,
no.
Andrew, is do not put any bloody aluminium in there.
No.
And just remember, I don't have easy wood tools apart from the big Pro set.
Was
You
it,
need-
was it Andrew that made the aluminium thing for Jamie? Was it?
It was, yes. Andrew made the aluminium one for Jamie.
Jamie's all right, but I can't. He always puts his videos out at 11 o'clock. I'm snoring by now. I'm fast asleep. Go to bed 10 o'clock.
I'm getting concerned now because Lucy's just put, Emma, same here. Good job we don't use fake tan.
What's that all about then? Emma's been called a Oompa Loompa before. She's
Yeah, she has, with a fake tan, yeah.
Right, last one, 400.
Last one.
If I can find it, where are you? There you are.
Oh, God.
Keep you up, Brian.
It's been a busy day.
Well, you've been doing nothing. You laid up all morning.
I've been in my workshop all afternoon. All afternoon.
What? Yeah. intending to turn something decent, and you turned a tiny little scrap thing that went over the top of a outlet.
And then I played my laser for a couple of hours.
Terry's been really busy today. Terry's moved a ton of sharp
What-
sand and a ton of gravel.
Moved a ton of sharp sand, ton of gravel, laid down all those,
You
the things
didn't
that.
lay down anything.
I'll lay
Steve
down the
laid them
rules.
down.
I'll lay
Don't be
down the
stop.
rules.
You may have looked and said, "Put that one over there, Steve." Don't give me any of that. You didn't do
I didn't
anything.
even say that. He said, "Where'd you want it?" I said, "There, for the summer house."
Emma will
there,
be back soon.
for the
She's got a
shed.
phone.
Yeah,
He said,
Ward
okay,
Wilson's
and did it.
got to go.
Bye,
Yeah,
Ward.
Ward.
He's getting packed up for doing a craft fair tomorrow.
Ooh, good
Oh,
luck,
well done.
Ward.
Hope it goes well, buddy.
Good man. Sell
Yeah, it
loads.
goes well for you.
Ben says
Ben's
you could
asked-
make a Russian nesting egg box set.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting, mate.
One in,
Right,
one,
the last
one,
the last time
You've
I
done
did
that
anything
before.
like that. Yeah, the last time I did anything like that wasn't an egg. It was a box and a box and a box.
A box, yeah, I remember that.
Right, let's get it sealed.
Yeah. Have you used a Russian lathe knife?
I have, Terry. Yes, I've actually got one.
I've
There
got
was
one
a
as
guy-
well, yeah.
There was a guy in Sunderland. I forget his name, but there was a guy in Sunderland actually making them, and I asked him to send me one to have a go with, which he did. Detachable blade. It's not like the one that Mark's got.
No.
Because I know Mark's got a Russian knife as well. But the one that I've got it's got detachable blades, and he sent me 3 types of steel blades to use
Right.
with it. And I have got to say, I much prefer using the skew.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one. Mark had one made for me as well. I think it's a guy in
Oh yeah,
Portugal made
yeah,
one.
yeah, same guy.
And
Yeah.
I've got the same one, and it's brilliant for certain cuts, but other cuts, some cuts are magic, but I'd rather use a skew, to be honest.
I've got to say, for anybody in the chat, there is a video on YouTube of this. If you have never seen any of the Russian dolls being made, actually in Russia by the women using the Russian knives,
Nice.
go and watch, because it's absolutely
Fabulous.
tremendous.
It's worth the watch. You're right.
Takes your breath away.
It does if you put
And
one
it's
in your
so
hand.
quick. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what else I like, when they use that hook tool, you see some of
Yeah.
Oh,
the
Spirals out.
it's just like a hook tool, isn't it? So it's like a hook like that.
yeah. I mean, the hook tools work the same as the ring tools.
Right.
I've never actually used the hook tool. I'd love to get one.
Hmm.
I've never actually used the hook tools, but the ring tools, if you're using ring tools to hollow out end grain work, they're absolutely brilliant. They really are.
They make
Yep.
it look so, with their hook tool, they just make it look so easy. It's just like, and there's like ribbons coming out of it. You're like, wow, that just looks
Yep.
so easy.
And once you get the angles right, it's away. It feeds itself. And Doug Miller saying Martin Clarkson imports them from Russia as well.
Oops. Susie says she needs to learn how to use the skew. Today she's turned a large egg and tried using the skew and it caught. I had some nice deep lines in it.
That's
Right.
texturing. That's texturing.
There's texture, that is Susie.
If you gave up
I
the
didn't
skew and
realize,
used
I
the
didn't
gouges
realize
instead.
Martin was importing them from Russia.
Ah, there. I
I'll
don't,
work
I
Martin
don't
next
do a
Tuesday.
Russian knife.
Wood turning club.
I have enough trouble with gouges without a Russian lathe knife.
I mean, I like the ring tool, so I think
Nice, I've
and
got one, yeah.
I can use it fairly competently. So I reckon I'd have no problem using a hook tool at all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think you would know.
No, don't think you will.
Exactly the same principle. Only it's not a closed loop.
So with
Exactly.
the ring tool, is there a different technique than whether you're using, like, say, just a normal hollowing tool? Is there a different technique?
Yeah.
Or
Well, with the ring tool, it's actually got 2 bevels,
Yep.
or 2 sizes actually on the ring.
right, okay.
And what I tend to do is start off with the smaller size, just to start clearing it out, and then flip it around and use the bigger
Wide
size
one.
Yep.
to get some fairly deep cuts.
Okay.
But it tends to work. What it does. The way you're supposed to use it is that you actually start from the center and draw it back to you. You don't go
That's correct.
against the grain.
Yeah,
You
no,
go
you draw
with
it
the
up
grain
towards
and
you.
pull it back towards you.
Just like a bit similar
and
to back
the smallest ring has a bevel on the outside.
It does.
If you can keep
It
that
does.
bevel floating, if you keep that bevel flowing, the shavings just pearl out the middle beautifully.
It does in other way as well, but you have to get a bit of space for it first.
Yeah.
Right.
Just exactly what Wayne said there.
Yeah, Kev's put a couple of things in here about hook tools are brilliant on pole lathe. He put something else about pole lathe as well, and I would imagine they are.
Yeah.
Frederick's put a question in about sharpening. What's the best sharpening system? He has the Pro Edge, but finds it hard to use with skews and short tools.
Yeah.
I totally agree with the short tools. With the skew, if you've got the diamond on the
Triangle.
the triangle, if you've got the actual bed on the triangle and using that triangle, you should have no problems sharpening the skew.
No problems whatsoever.
Triangle there. That just running your guide.
That's the one, Steve. Yeah, that's the one.
Unless it's an oval skew, which tend to rock a little bit, and the cure for that is put a bit of blue tack under it, and that'll help keep stabilizing.
I use the Axminster, same as the Pro Edge, the Ultimate Edge one but I use
similar
a diamond, not a diamond, CBN wheel on a grinder to do all my skews, and I hold it there, finger
do it by hand,
finger on the tool rest, get it just above the position of the tip, bring it down and slide it down slowly till you get to the tip, and just slide it across gently. Flip it over, do the same. Perfect.
Andy Rudbert Lerner says he sharpens his skews the same way as a bench chisel on a diamond stone. That'll work too.
Yeah. Sharpen them on a bench stone. Yeah.
And he's also said, which do I prefer, a ring tool or the newer carbide cup tools?
The Yorkshire gets in.
It all depends on it all depends on which one I pick up first. But what I will say with the ring tool, it is quite hard to sharpen. It's high-speed steel, but it is quite hard to sharpen. You've got to have either a circular diamond file or some sort of the fairly fine abrasive type thing in a Dremel to actually sharpen them.
You can buy the little cone thing.
You can buy the cone as well.
Whoever in America made them first, I can't remember what the company is called.
I never noticed Glenn coming in. Hiya, Glenn.
He's just come in now with Joe.
Joe, Glenn.
Yeah, they've obviously been out somewhere.
Brian Walker says,
I thought Glenn was away.
Eh?
I thought Glenn was away for
He's been away with the fairies for a long while, Wayne.
Oh yeah, I do realise that.
So Brian Walker is asking, so which grip belt do you use in your Pro Edge for skews? 120.
I only use two belts on the Pro Edge. I use a 60 grit to reshaping to reshaping, and I use a 120 belt for sharpening.
Yep.
Now I saw Jeff Hornung quite a while ago did it was live on Facebook. He didn't make a video out of it, but Jeff Hornung did a thing about sharpening. And the thing is, with turning tools, you don't really need to have a very, very fine, sharpen on there.
No.
If you sharpen your turning tools at 60 grit, they'll be fine, but they'll have a rough burr on there. If you sharpen them at 400, they will be super fine and cut very, very nicely, but the edge won't last. Yep. You've got to have something in between.
120.
Grandpa Jim's in. Hello, Grandpa Jim.
Well, Jim.
And the diamond belts from Robert Sorby now are 200 grit, so 120, 200 grit's plenty.
Yeah, definitely.
For wood turning tools. I mean, if a bench chisel, not so much.
Matthew's just asked the question I've just seen about Pro Edge belts. I've found Ed Oliver's one of the better ones for a low cost belt.
Cheapest belts.
Yeah.
I would tell you the
truth.
Rob
not do them now?
I would say a Klingspor.
I didn't know Rob did them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, so Rob has just chipped in there. He says the P60 zinc-based belt for reshaping and the 120 ceramic to sharpen. There you go. That's from the expert.
Pete Twisted Tree says, top tip on the Pro Edge. The backing plate, brackets behind the belt, is a consumable, costs about £8, and a new one without the gouges in it makes the world of difference.
Yeah,
Just changed mine after too long neglecting.
I have a new one ordered.
I refaced mine on the Linisher the other day.
That's a good idea too. I could do that. Eh?
Dr.
I've
Bob's
never even
saying-
thought of
Doc-
doing that, to tell you the truth.
Dr.
Yeah,
Bob's saying that the
Mine's
one
has
way
got lots of little grooves in it.
the one way out of Ontario, Canada, sells the ring tools.
The
They
rig tools
also
that
come
come
with
yeah.
the sharpening cone.
Aye, that's it.
That's pretty good.
One way,
an
that's
actual
who done it.
sharpening
Yeah.
cone. Rob says he does sell them. So
Sorry,
You
Rob, I
go,
didn't
people.
realise you sold them.
Kingsford do belts for Pro Edge.
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
good.
I got a pack of the Klingspor ones when I was at Yandles last year, and they are excellent. I've got to say.
Right, so just
Looking
buff
good,
this.
Steve.
Just buff this up. I've just used the Yorkshire grit microphone on there for the inside.
And Mark is going to be a distributor for Klingspor, so he will be stocking the belts in the near future.
Right, so let's
Frederick
get-
says, that makes sense to me. What type of sanding is recommended for high-speed steel?
I think that's
Same.
what we've just been talking about.
That's
to tell
just
you the
what we've
truth.
been talking about,
That's
Fred.
what we've been talking about.
That's
You don't need to be no higher than 120 for just general purpose turning.
Nope.
Right.
Now, for the
Are there any Yandos this year?
like I think, like Brian said, it's totally different for the likes of woodworking chisels and carving chisels and things like this.
they need to be razor sharp.
Yeah, I would be using a whetstone or an oil stone.
Yeah.
My
my chisels.
my flat chisels I do on the Pro Edge, but I use the 4000 grit Trizac?
All right,
Try
okay.
Zach belt, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I use the 60 to hone them, and then work up the grits and final with the 4000.
Yeah, Susie, the Swiss woodturner. If you want to go onto my channel and have a look at Tools with Terry on Thursday, there's a whole section of it, of the skew chisel, and it is how to use it. And it's close up. You'll love it. Sure.
Because Terry can't actually use the skew chisel at all. He just put them out there.
Yeah.
Copied them off another channel.
Just to see if he'd get any views.
You'll see me smiling and cutting fingers and things. You'll love it.
See,
Just go and have a
smile.
look,
That'll
Susie.
be a first.
Back in my lives. Turning on a Thursday.
Susie also asked, is there any Yandle events coming this year? And Mark says, yes, Susie, April and September.
September.
And Snaintons have the Pro Edge belts on offer currently. And he says he's going to go and stock up because they'll be cheap.
Right. Be the final coat on there.
So Lucy has offered Susie somewhere to stay if she wants to go to Yandles, and Susie is thinking about coming across in May or June. On her bike, and said it would be great to maybe combine it with some wood turning.
Susie in the UK. Is the UK ready for
Lovely.
Susie? That's
I
the
don't
question.
I'm not sure.
Well, you can come and learn a skew, Susie. If you're in Lincolnshire, just give me the shout. You
There
come
you
in,
go.
I'll show you how to use it. No
Well,
problem.
he'll let you watch the video from his computer anyway.
But if not, you can watch the video. Yeah, but
Terry is a registered tutor, by the way.
He is.
I'll be in Cyprus in.
Right,
Well, but I'll be home in
Kev has
September,
just
Susie.
said. Kev just said he got a compliment. the guy who bought his quad bike and said he had eventually found an honest Facebook Marketplace user.
Mm.
What was that after he bought the bike? Was it somewhere
No,
else?
no, there was actually his neighbour 2 doors down where he bought something else.
Yeah. I'll buy you a bike, but then I'm going to go see an honest Facebook seller.
Shocking.
So just use the safety cloth just to polish this out.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Mick has just said, I can remember Wayne stabbing himself with a skewer on a live. He taped himself up and carried on. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
You
did.
did. I remember that. I remember
that.
that myself. Yeah.
What else would you do? Yeah,
It
yeah.
happens.
The show must
But
go
I
on.
didn't. The thing is, I didn't actually do it when I was turning. I did
No,
it when I turned. Did it when I turned round and hit my hand with a skew chisel.
Yeah. You go pick someone else up and jab you around with it. Damn it! I shouldn't have put it there.
So Mark says he was away looking at a unit today. May have some walk-in facilities too for retail. Well done,
Excellent,
Mark.
Put 6 layers in there, Mark. Get us teaching school going.
6 lays.
The way forward.
Right, get rid of all this stuff and then.
That's looking nice, Steve.
Isn't indeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Took you long enough, so it should be.
Oh, you see, you always have to. You're like a school teacher. Give you a compliment and then shoot you down in flames.
I thought you'd love that. No, it's looking really good.
We've got that today. Oh, I look
like
nice
those-
and level.
I like
That look nice
those,
and level. That look nice and level, but you can move a bit quicker.
Yeah. Let it be known that Steve's actually sitting in the background. He's got somebody else in doing the turn.
Doing that, yeah, cleaning up and things.
Thanks, mate. I'll see you next week at the club. Thanks for coming over and doing that. I'm going to get Matthew in there next week to do the turn, and I'm just going to sit in the background and chat.
Yeah.
Right. Look at the mess. Look at the mess. Looks like some ginger's been had a haircut. Right.
You wait till you get in home.
Robert Klingspor, do you guys supply abrasives to Ireland as well?
No, sorry, nothing goes to Ireland.
No. Only
Well,
the,
I didn't ask you
Right,
to.
Northern
the way
Ireland, we're
things-
asking.
Right.
Yeah.
The way things
No
work
problem.
at the moment, Brian, is that Rob doesn't actually do any supplies. They have distributors.
Yeah, I
so I
know.
don't
I
know if
just
they've
wondered who's
actually
got-
got any distributors over there.
right, let's just put this camera back on autofocus. Because
Look at that, Pete says that skews are like possessive girlfriends on a night out. If they even suspect your eyes are distracted, they slap you hard. But other than that, they're great.
so, there she is. Move that camera out of the
Oh,
way.
that's nice.
It's lovely.
I
Bit
do
of,
like
lovely
that.
bit of tip.
Lovely.
Lovely bit of timber.
Fairly equal all the way through.
Like the
Yeah,
green, it
at the bottom.
matches.
Yeah.
Emma was right.
What I should have done is I should have drilled a little hole in there and a little hole there so that pushes in the
Yeah,
hole.
pulled it through.
Yeah, that'll be alright. That's alright.
It'll be fine.
Should be good. Should be good. Right, so let's come back.
I am.
What you should have done was done a fisherman's thing on there.
What's that?
Yeah, whipped it. Pulled it back. Yeah, whipped it. Pulled
Yeah,
it back
pulled it-
underneath.
yeah.
Right, oh yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah,
Whipped
I'm
it
with
through
you.
and pulled it back. I'll show you to do the knot one day.
Like
Not
they
so
like
much
they do
a
with the
knot, it's just
noose.
Yeah.
It's just an encapsulated loop. It's fine. It's easy.
I'll tell you what would look nice, and if you sort of got 3 or 4 colours and sort of braided them together, then wrapped them around, it'd look nice, wouldn't it?
Mark said he'll ship to Ireland.
There you go.
You'll ship to Ireland, Brian. There you go.
Well, things are supposed to be getting easier now shipping across the Northern Ireland, aren't they?
No, yeah,
Well.
it hasn't. Oh, it's been announced, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, all right,
Several
okay.
people won't blink and ship there. If they do, it's like 40 quid postage.
It's not. Well, to Ireland it is, because that's
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
international. Ireland.
Oh,
is.
Emma's back.
Northern Ireland is not.
Hello, Emma.
Okay, well,
Northern Ireland isn't. If you put a parcel in the
Steve's
post
finished, Emma.
office, it gets to me just the same as we get to your house in Lincoln, Terry.
So, there we go. It's finished with the green. Looks quite nice with the green, I think. It
Yeah,
just
I
sets
think
off.
it does as well.
Emma's
I
good
was
choice.
totally wrong about that.
So little bit of
Good
Badook.
choice, then.
Yeah, I'm glad I thought of that green.
Orchid.
So a little bit of Badook. I'd like to say, first time I've ever turned. I think I've done a little bit of Purple Heart, but
Apparently, black and green doesn't go together.
black and green.
think it
Black and
does.
green. It should never be seen. Is that the word?
Well, yeah, that's why I said don't do it.
But like Brian, yeah, that has got sort of black stripes in it, Brian, like you was talking about before the live.
It has, yeah.
So yeah,
Padauk,
nice.
yeah.
I like it. I like it.
African Padauk has black stripes in it.
The Yorkshire get that used to be in business, says he's never had any problems shipping to Ireland.
Just all them others.
Northern Ireland, sorry.
Post office doesn't know bother. It's only couriers that caused the problem.
For some reason, they didn't.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for the comments. So Emma, are we going to get you on as a special guest Earworm? Go on, go on, go on, Emma.
Yeah,
go
come
on, Emma.
You can pick the day.
We'll be here whenever you want to be on.
We'll drag you in.
Look, the state of my smock is filthy. God, Nick's going to kill me. Put that in the washing
Apart from
machine.
Wednesday, don't
Yeah,
do Wednesday.
Can't do. Yeah, well.
Apart from Wednesday night. And if so, actually, Wayne, you could do Friday night and swap it for Wednesday night.
Oh, well, there's a thought.
There's a
Thank you very much for the lovely comments. Really, really appreciate it. So before we go, as Wayne's our special guest, is there any other questions for Mr. Clasper? So. I knew you'd say that. Yeah, come on, Emma. People would love to see you on it. We'd put you on
Yeah,
the. We'd be kind. We'd be courteous.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we won't.
We want to ask you a load of questions. They won't be too personal questions that you can't answer. They'll be just general
There you
wood
are.
turning and
She has said best get a date sorted. Then.
There you go.
Yeah, good idea,
Well done.
Emma.
Yeah.
I will message you,
Please
Emma.
do.
I will message you.
please
Emma.
do.
I've got a few dates left for this year.
You'll be amongst friends, Emma. You're
It's all
fine.
about having a bit of fun. It's nothing serious. It's about having a bit of fun. That's all it's about. So it'd be great to have you on. We've got some good guests this year, as always. We've got some new guests as well, which is even better.
Even
Even
better.
better. So. Oh, per bit.
Ryan,
Question from the Yorkshire get. How old are you, Wayne?
Tiny Turner just says, ooh,
Whatever.
whatever, whenever. Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
right, Glenn, I am a fair bit older than you, but I look a hell of a lot younger.
Younger.
Oh, this is true.
Good answer.
So all we can say, Glenn, is
Emma says she'll find the date.
thank you, Emma. Thank you.
Yay.
I'll send you over the months I got free, Emma, and then you can pick a date out of what you want out of them.
Brian, I was
Yes.
going to send you Rob's email. He's on there.
Yes.
Do you want to just ask him? Or do you want me to send it?
We'll have to send him my address. That's the.
All right, okay, right.
So
no
if you
bother.
send me his email address,
Yeah.
I'll
No bother, I'll do
send
that.
him an email with my address on it. So
Yeah.
just need his email address, basically.
I will do that as soon as we're finished.
Paul
If Rob
Hayden
doesn't
says,
like
thank you
it,
very much,
chat,
Wayne,
I'll
for the
try.
nice turning tips over the last years.
Oh,
few
thank
years.
you. Appreciate it.
We're
Yep,
all
we've
learning.
all learned a whole lot from Wayne with his lives and stuff.
And we can all learn
Okay.
something every day of the week. So, you know.
I must admit, when I first started watching YouTube before I even bought a lathe, the people I came across were Carl Jacobson, Wayne, Nick Zametti, and Zach Higgins. They were the ones I first came across. And Carl and Wayne are the only ones that really do the wood turn. The other two are sort of resin. But don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the resin side because that's what I got into. But Carl don't really do the colouring and that Wayne does. So that's where I sort of got intrigued into the colouring. So I blame you, Wayne, for all the money I spent on colouring.
Good night, Fred.
Yeah, me too.
More than all
I
the
think
money,
a lot of
Christ.
people do, to tell you the truth.
So suddenly I have a cupboard full of different coloured paints, etc.
Oh, horrendous.
I wonder how that happened, Wayne.
Horrendous.
Dust, glue.
Horrendous.
Yeah,
You're like,
yes.
more. I've got a drawer full there, full of colours, paints, powders, pigments.
I met Joe Sonia in Newark, Wayne.
Oh, Lynn.
Yeah.
I mean, Lynn.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
next to
Lynn.
me.
No.
I said, my mate Wayne said, I've got to buy everything you got on the store. So she just started packing them all in to bags. I said, make sure Wayne gets a drink out of this. This is going to cost me a fortune, and it did.
She said, well, since you know Wayne, and I've given him all them products, yours is going to be 10% more.
Unbelievable.
Wayne says charge him
We had a
plenty.
good time.
Right, so if there's no more questions, one for the best
Yeah.
tips from Wayne: sharp your chisels before you finish cut. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree with that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Before you
exactly.
finish cut,
Yeah.
yep.
Take a last cut. Last sharpen.
Now I do that every time. That 1/4-inch ball gouge, which is the one I usually use for the finishing cut, I might only use that. I usually use that for doing the mortise and doing the finishing cut. So that's the only 2 cuts I usually use that with. If I only use that once in a day to do the finishing cut, that'll get resharpened the next day to do the next finishing cut.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised how much difference that make through that sharp tool, isn't it? Doing that finishing cut.
Oh, definitely.
I didn't really used to do that, and it's only been the last year or so I've started doing that. When you're doing a nice finish cut, just a 30-second grind, and that's enough, isn't it? Just to give you that nice. And I'm surprised how much difference that actually makes.
Well,
The extra edge.
the thing is, I mean, you've seen how I turn balls. I am fairly quick, but I'll take fairly hefty cuts. When I'm taking fairly hefty cuts off a ball, on the 2 end grain parts, there's always tear out.
Yep.
Because I take big cuts and it just plows the way through.
You know,
The finishing cut usually gets rid of that straight away without any sanding.
Yeah, it's nice.
of course, taking big cuts like that when the end grain pops around, it just blunts the tool. But you're not worried about that. You're just worried about hacking it out
exactly.
till you get to where you want to be.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Right, I think.
So hope you've learned something today, people in the chat. Hope Wayne's given you some good tips.
And can I just say thanks very much, Steve? It was a surprise because I was still waiting for somebody to come in.
We weren't. We weren't.
Well, I
They
wanted
were.
you in last year as a special guest, but I didn't want you to know about it. So I thought this is the ideal time because I know you messaged me before Christmas and said about coming on as an airworm, and I thought, well, that's actually the perfect opportunity to get you on. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure. It's been a long while coming.
Oh, cheers, Steve. Cheers. Oh,
what's your speed record for a bow?
Oh,
Wayne?
me and Mark did a speed off one night.
I think it was 7 minutes for you.
Yeah, I beat Mark by. I think it was
6 something.
7 and 11 or 6.
I don't think there's much
I
as
think
that.
it was about 30 seconds. I beat Mark by.
Yep.
Well, Wayne had finished and rolled.
I think it was something like 6 minutes 40 and 7 tenors.
Yeah, something like that.
Wayne had stopped and rolled a fag and lit it before Mark had finished.
Oh, definitely.
He rolled a cigarette. He finished a cut, rolled a cigarette, lit it,
half
said,
a glass
"You
of
ready,
wine."
Mark? I finished. 7 seconds faster. Look.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed. Right, we'll go then. Seems there's no more questions.
Tiny Tunnel says, cracking live, gents.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Good
Emma.
to see you in, Emma.
Cheers,
Thank you
Emma.
for coming in. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hope
Roy,
Stuart gets
Roy the
Sophie's
boy
training
says,
time.
Steve, I'm available anytime.
Oh, actually, Roy, if you want to come tomorrow and clean the workshop, that'd be absolutely great.
Oh, Jamie's in.
Oh,
JP
hi,
Woodward's
Jamie.
in. Bye bye, everybody.
Hiya,
You're a
Jamie.
bit late, JP, but never mind.
Hello,
Jamie.
mate. Better
We're
late than
just
never.
finishing, mate.
Well, I tell you, if you're getting Roy in, you're going to have to get a step stool.
Oh, this is true,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. He's not very tall.
Yeah,
Another
my
one
labour's
bit.
a little bit high compared to most people's.
Excuse me.
Right, so we'll go then. I will
Good
message you,
yeah.
Roy. We will get you in one Friday night, mate, because we're going to start bringing a few people in there in the chat. So I think that'll make a little bit of difference.
Yeah.
So.
I can have a break. No, I won't. I'll come in here to annoy everybody. I'm invincible.
Yeah, I probably could, Jamie. I probably could.
Right then, so we go then. Right, so a massive thank you
Yep.
to Brian and
thank you.
Terry. A massive thank you, Wayne. Hope you've had fun. We will get.
I had a brilliant night.
Good,
Had a
good.
brilliant
We
night
will
too.
get Wayne back in as a worm, just on a normal night. Yeah, because
Normal night, yeah.
it's nice. It's nice to have a bit of a different atmosphere sometimes.
Change your
We'll see Wayne again next week.
See Wayne again next.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, a bit of information. The Dremel UK thing that goes out once a month. It's going out on the 26th, which is a week on Sunday evening. That is 8 o'clock. I don't know if you're live or not, Terry, but that's going out as well. And I'm doing
Sunday.
a week on Sunday, the 26th.
What time?
8 o'clock. With 8 o'clock, the Dremel show goes out.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm on a live from 7 onwards, but I'll make it short.
Okay, it's I'm on
Sunday.
the Dremel UK live doing some demoing of different Dremel products.
I'll
And
just make it last an hour, then
and
switch
how
over.
how I use the Dremel products on wood turning.
Cool beans. Is it just you on it,
Okay.
Wayne, or
Fine.
is there other makers as well?
Well, Andy from Dremel will be on there. Kez and Phil will be on there because that tends to
Oh
be.
yeah, that's right.
And is it Phil? No, not Phil. The other guy as well. I can't remember his name. That's really bad. That is. But they'll be on doing all the introductions, and I think I'm on doing a demo of using Dremel on wood turning.
So
Not Mick Hambry, is it? No.
No. Susie's asking, is there a link for the Dremel show? It's already out there. If you go to Dremel UK on YouTube, I'm sure they've already put the link up.
are you now looking for it, Brian?
What, the Dremel show?
Ryan, I'll start early. I'll start by 6. Finish before 8.
No,
That'll be fine.
cheers, Terry. That's
No
very
problem.
much appreciated.
Yes, not a problem.
That's good because
Not
you
a
can push
problem at
everybody over to Wayne's live then.
I want to see it as well.
Susie, Brian's going to just see if he can quickly find a link for you.
So everybody, I'll be on 6:30 Sunday. Sorted.
Dremel on YouTube.
I'll wake up.
Yeah, Dremel UK.
I've got it.
Yeah, I'll start at 6. It'll be fine. Hour and a half.
It's not coming up on the Dremel YouTube page.
All right, let's have a look here.
Unboxing a Dremel Life Live. No. Let me just click into their page and see is there a link.
I may have put it up. May not.
Right,
Yeah.
it's
The
no, it's
actual
okay. I
YouTube
found
might
it.
not put
I
up
found
yet.
it. I found it. There we are. That's it.
The one on the 26th of the 3rd, upcoming.
Yeah,
Are you put it in, Wayne?
that's it.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, I've
fine.
just put the link in.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, he has. There it is.
The day we changed your
Oh, the
clocks.
Misfit Makers Live it's called.
Yeah, but
Ah,
yes,
Misfit
Mystery
Makers
Makers,
Live,
yeah.
That's cool.
Click on that, and then I'll click remind me.
So there we go.
Wherever that is. Where's the
Why am I
remind me?
not subscribed to that?
Subscribed, but it's to remind me anyway.
Of course, Kez and Phil from Spirit and Bear, and
Yeah.
Andy, who's actually from Dremel, they tend, and there's another guy as well, tend to run the show.
Cool.
That's it. Done.
Good job.
That's that done.
I will message you, Rob from Kingsport. It'd be good to have you on.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have you on to talk about your abrasives. So
It would
Yeah.
it would be very good.
I will
Lucy
message
says,
you, mate.
Lucy, we're changing our clocks on the 26th, but
Yeah, well, it's
It's a midnight.
yeah, but it's a
That's the
Saturday
same
night,
day.
Sunday morning
yeah.
that the clocks change. So
Fine.
Right, we will go.
Cool. That'll be just to watch. So I'll be a little bit early, and then we can all sit down and watch at 8 o'clock. Super job.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you,
for
Wayne.
telling us, Wayne.
no bother.
Right, so as earlier said, thank you,
Good job.
Brian and Terry. Thank you, Wayne. Hope you've all enjoyed. Hope it's been an insight to the world of Clasper. So
Oh, we never talked about Clasperoni pizzas.
Oh, we didn't never even got there, did
Clasperoni
we?
Oh,
pizzas.
no,
The
we didn't talk about the
Clasperoni
Clasperoni.
pizza. The Clasperoni.
But all I will say, Wayne, is thank you from myself and everybody in the chat for the amazing work you do and the support you give the
Mhm.
community. So thank you very much,
Agreed.
sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thanks,
Here,
guys.
here.
Very much appreciated.
Right, so before Wayne starts to cry, we're going to go. No, I'm joking.
Kev,
Oh, yes.
you
Thank you,
Kev, the
thank you,
hashtag,
Kev. Thank you.
hashtag reminder.
So anybody who wants to send me pictures for the hashtag 2Piece Turning, they need to be in by the end of today, so then I can start working on the montage tomorrow and Sunday morning, ready for the Sunday lunchtime show. We've had some fairly good
Yeah.
pieces, so thank you very much to everybody who
I
sent them over.
put mine in. I put mine
Me
in
too.
ages ago.
Yep, I've
Me
got
too.
everybody's.
Today.
I've had a.
Me
I've
too,
had-
today.
As always, I've had a good response. So thank you very much for everybody. But if you want to send your piece in, it doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It's about taking part, getting in the workshop, and having a go.
Taking part.
So don't think you have to be a perfection turner or whatever else. It's about having a go. So, get out there, get a piece in. Right. So other than that, we're going to go. Right. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming over.
Hi, everybody.
Joining us. Hope you've had a good evening. Have a great weekend, whatever's left. I will, Wayne's on tomorrow night. I will be on Sunday lunchtime, and then Terry is on Sunday evenings at half
past
6. I
six.
thought you said 7 o'clock.
7
Yeah, it is.
o'clock.
That's
but
not
I'm
this
going
week, that's the
early
week
because
after.
Wayne's
That's
got
the-
this thing.
Oh,
That week
pay
after.
attention,
It's 7
Gary.
o'clock this
Yeah.
week.
So then
6:30
Terry,
the
but
week
we'll
after.
stick the link in for Terry's live on Sunday lunchtime.
Yeah, on Sunday
So
morning.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucy.
That's all right, P. I know you've been busy. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Take care. Speak to you soon, and good night.
Night night.
Good night.
That's all, folks.